Hey everybody, it's Preston here, aka Godzilla Hawk, and this is my Takeover in Your House 2, or my In Your House 2021 quick review here. I'm just going to give you my quick thoughts. But before I get what's on the show itself, I want everyone to please subscribe to my YouTube channel here at Godzilla Hawk, and also follow me on Twitter at Godzilla Hawk1, and you can also subscribe to my other YouTube channel, Wrestling Kaiju Podcast. That's my other YouTube channel. And also follow me on the Wrestling Kaiju Podcast on Podbean. Please check out, follow, and please download as many times as possible. That's on Podbean. So you'll have to get an account and go to Podbean, and you can support me there. That's the Wrestling Kaiju Podcast. That is my best weekly podcast that I do. And I did do a takeover in this previous podcast for today's takeover. I did predictions. So if you want predictions, go back to that. Basically, looking back, I think I only got wrong. Yeah, I only got the ladder match wrong. So every but one else, I got correct. So I'm just going to go get through the show. I don't plan on being here all day. Not saying the show was bad, but this was by far one of the weaker takeovers they've done. Could be here saying they shit the bed. One thing I will say right off the bat is apparently they had a full crowd, 300 people in the Civic Center. There were a majority of the time, it did not sound like 300 people. It sounded like 30. The crowd was really dead throughout majority of the show. And that was a bit distracting for me personally. So I really hope to get fans back, actual fans back, not 30 people that sounded like. So go back to Full Sail, or hopefully we get back to Arena soon, because NXT, one of my biggest problems with NXT, honestly, is the crowd, because the crowd made those NXT shows more special. The crowd was heat. Crowd was energetic. Without that crowd, NXT is just another basic wrestling show. Not that doesn't mean it's a bad show, but it kind of lowers the product down without that fan base. So, I mean, that's what made NXT what it was for so many years, was because of that crowd. And if the crowd is kind of dead throughout the majority of the show, how as the audience are beginning the matches and the show itself. So hopefully this will be the last takeover that we have this type of audience to be either Full Sail and or we start hanging back to Arena, so we can start doing takeovers in Arena as a game. If not a full crowd, then we maybe get half a crowd. Crowds really make a difference for a show. So we open up with the six-man tag team match, winner take all for the North American NXT Tag Team Championship match. Bronson Reed, MSK versus Legado del Fantasma. That's Santos Escobar, Joaquin Wilde, and Raul Mendoza. Good opener. I get nothing spectacular about this match. You know, it was a strong opener to open up the show. A lot of high-flying stuff, near falls, and high-impact moves. That's really all I can say. I mean, this match wasn't bad at all. It was just, though, it was good. If you looked at the six-man and you kind of understand where they were being positioned, you kind of would understand what kind of match they had. That doesn't mean it's a bad, but I thought it was overall pretty good. But Bronson Reed's team ended up retaining, so they keep the championships. I do predict that if they are going to do a six-man tag again, something similar like this, like winner take all, I am predicting that at the next takeover, we do this team, this trio, against Hit Row. And I think at that point, Hit Row should probably win, because guys like, Alex and everybody else is so high on these people. I just want Hit Row at this point just to win the belt so people can shut up. I'm already getting sick of Hit Row, and I don't hate them, but they're really kind of becoming overrated right now. They're becoming a point where I'm getting kind of sick of them. So, just from the people just talking about them, like, up the ass, like, oh my God, the greatest trio ever, the greatest faction. I'm like, they haven't even really had a match. So he's down on that, but I do believe that's kind of where we're going to see things now, because I do think this feud should end. So I do predict that Bronson Reed and MSK will move on to Hit Row. That's why I do generally believe that's where we're going to head to. A good match. But yeah, nothing spectacular, but good opener. Next, we get Xia Li versus Mercedes Martinez. One, I'm going to say this right now. I don't understand why this was on the show. This was not takeover worthy. I appreciate trying to get some new faces on a takeover show. And I understand to try and get more women on the show, but this was not it. This match was a basic TV match. It wasn't that good. It was a match you would see on NXT TV. Xia Li ended up winning, which I predicted. Xia Li tried to grab a chair, and Mercedes was able to get the chair out and beat up Boa and Xia Li, and it went up to Mi Yin. That's the leader of the new group, and Mi Yin just shut Martinez off the stage. So either Mercedes Martinez and Mi Yin are going to have a match, or maybe this is Mercedes Martinez's last on NXT, because tomorrow we're going to get the debut of, or re-debut of, Eva Marie. And we're going to find out if Eva Marie can wrestle, if she actually learned a thing or two, or if she sucks. But remember, there have been rumors that she might have a heavy, like her own Weasel. And one of the people rumored is Mercedes Martinez. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But this match itself, throwaway. It was just time filler. It really did not feel takeover worthy. You could just put this on NXT this week. If I had my way, I'd on Kushida versus Jake Atlas for the Cruiserweight Championship, because at least Jake Atlas won a couple big matches over LA Knight and Cameron Grimes. At least I should give him a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship. You know, again, that match isn't a big match either, but at least it's a title match. It gets the Cruiserweights on the show. And if you get those guys a good amount of time, that could be a fun match to do. So I'd rather see something like that, but it is what it is. But Xia Li ended up winning. And like I said, this could be Mercedes Martinez's last night on NXT, or maybe just going to continue. I don't know yet. Next, we got LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes. Ladder match for the vacant $1 million championship. Now, I said this countless times. What's this match? Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. But they made a ladder match that made it more intriguing. But here's my biggest gripe with this match. The ultimate question I want is this. Is the $1 million championship going to be a secondary mid-card title and treated like an actual title? Or is this just another champion? Or is this just a prop? Like MJF with the Dynamite ring? Because the $1 million championship was always treated more like a prop rather than an actual title. So if this is just a prop, this was a waste of both these guys' time. And I'm not saying that this match wasn't bad. This match was good. But what they did in this match to fight for a title that could be just used as a prop, I think bullshit. So I'm hoping that if this is true, I'm hoping the $1 million championship is not a joke or prop, that they're actually going to treat it as a, or it's going to be defended. It'll be defended on NXT, takeovers. If it's going to be defended like an actual championship and being treated like a secondary title, then I won't complain. But again, at the same time, that's yet another title belt. And I am someone that's on the fence with guys like a Saw Monster. You don't need a championship every time. I mean, think about it. If this $1 million championship is a real championship and not a prop, You have the NXT Championship, North American, Tag Team, Women's Tag, Cruiserweight, and now $1 Million Championship. That's 7 titles. The $1 Million Championship, get rid of it. It was a title. And the Women's Tag Team titles should never even been a thing. It should have just been the 4 titles, North American, Tag, World, Women's. And then the Cruiserweight, I'm fine with that. That's all. That's one I'm fine with. But I never believed in having too many titles because it defeats the purpose of having a championship. If you just do championships, and everyone championship, it doesn't mean anything. So if this $1 Million title is a prop, then these guys put eyes online for no reason. But this is another legit title belt, then it's just another championship where it's not needed. It's just taking up more space. And it's just, here you go, here's another championship because we don't have anything for you for titles. So here you go, here's this. I don't like that. I'm not going to really go into detail about the match because I can't remember every little thing, but I remember Cameron Grimes jumping off the scaffold. That was pretty unique. A net breaker on a ladder, which was on its side in the corner. That sucked. These guys, like I said, LA Knight and Cameron Grimes just beat the piss out of each other. They really tore at each other. Not the most brutal. I've seen more brutal matches. I've seen more chaotic matches, and I've seen better matches. But this was still pretty damn good for what it was. LA Knight ended up winning by tipping the ladder and Grimes falling out of the ring to a bridge ladder on the outside on the rampway. And LA Knight wins and is the new $1 Million champion. And like I said before, if this is just a prop, this whole match was pointless, and these guys beat the piss out of each other for no. But if this $1 Million championship is actually treated as an actual championship, then it's just another title bout that this company really doesn't need. I never liked the fact that everybody has to have a title. There should be a limit on titles. I've always said this. It should always be a world title, a mid-card, a tag, and a women's. And if you really want to push it, maybe one more mid-card issue. But that's it. No other title belts. 5 should be the limit, but usually it should be the 4. You got, like I said, you got your main event guys, you got your workhorse secondary mid-card guys, you got your tag guys, your tag team division, and you got your women. All right there. That's what I firmly believe. But like I said, the match was still pretty good. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see what happens in terms of the $1 Million chip here. Give me a sec. Excuse me. Sorry, my throat was a little sore. Next, we got Raquel Gonzalez taking on Ember Moon for the NXT Women's Championship. Again, like the over, pretty good. I'm going to say this right now. I think Raquel Gonzalez, I think it's way too much hate, especially from guys like, I hate for throwing this guy under the bus, but it's fact. I don't want his moderators for quite frankly shit, because I'm going to speak my mind. Guys like Just Alex, like formerly Delexman, I think tend to crap on Raquel a little too harsh. With that said, I am not saying Raquel should be holding that championship. Okay, Raquel has improved. Okay, if you don't think she's improved on her wrestling ability, you're stupid. You're blind. You know what you're talking about. But you're not wrong on saying that Raquel, maybe it was too soon for her to win top. I think Raquel has something, but right now it's missing something. She's missing that aura about her, like that charisma. I think that's Raquel's biggest problem is that she doesn't really have a whole lot of charisma. I look at Ember Moon, she's got more charisma. I look at Shotzi, she has charisma, of course. I've worked with her. Even Dakota Kai has charisma. Of course, Taya Valkyrie has thousands of charisma. I think Raquel has everything but charisma. And I think if they would wait a little bit longer so she develops her character and has some more charisma, then I think it would have been a better time to put the title on her. So that's what I'm saying. With that being said, she has improved. For the time that we've seen her a year ago, she first debuted on NXT as a full-time wrestler, she really has improved. I will give her credit. Is she an Io Shirai level greatness? No. She's her own woman. She's a tall, big woman, not but tall, big, like well built. But she's not bad in the ring. She can be sloppy at times, but she's pretty good. Solid athlete at best. And we know how great Ember is. This was a good match. Raquel ended up to retain the championship. Everyone kind of figured that. The question is now, what's going to happen now? Because guys like Alex really want people like Taya Valkyrie to win. And don't get me wrong, I love Taya Valkyrie. I became a big fan of her when I watched her in Lucha Underground. I met the woman at StockTon, a very talented, charismatic, beautiful woman. Okay, I like her. Again, even Twitwell are big fans of Taya Valkyrie. Okay, I'm a big fan too. But you need to build Taya up a little bit more. It would not have made sense to put her on this takeover just to win the title. Build her up some more. And plus, she's a heel. And Raquel is a heel. Heel versus heel matches would never work. So first, Raquel either has to do one or two things. Either she needs to drop the title to a babyface, or she needs to turn into a babyface, first of all. And there's a way you can do that. Or there's a way you can still have Raquel be champion, not turn heel, not turn face, and you can still have Taya win. And here's one suggestion. At the next takeover, if you want, do Raquel versus Io Shirai, because we know she's going to get a rematch, and then do Taya Valkyrie in a three-way. And you can have Taya pin Io. And that way Raquel doesn't take the fall. And Taya Valkyrie becomes a new champion, and everybody's pissing their pants happy. That would be fine. I just do think Raquel gets a lot more hate than she's deserving of. If she was a Kali level of bad, I fucking would be ripping on her too. But she's not the worst thing in the world. I do agree that she should have waited a little bit more to develop charisma and more of a character and then give her the ball. But other than that, she's not a bad performer. She's never had a bad match. I'll admit she's never had a fantastic match. Okay, well, that's a lie. She did have that great match with Rhea Ripley in that last woman's standing match a few months ago. So I'll give her that. But at least on takeovers, she's had good matches. Not great, not bad. To me, Raquel's in the middle. I'm not like guys like Alex or anybody else who just sucks. Sorry to those people, you're blind. If you're not pure talent-wise, you guys are blind. But like I said, I agree with you guys on one thing. I don't think she's ready for that title. And I do believe she's going to drop that title soon. I don't know to who. I don't know when. But I do promise you one thing. Taya Valkyrie will be a women's champion by the end of the year. That's my prediction on that. Next, we move on to the main event. The first ever Fatal 5-Way for the NXT Championship. We got Karrion Kross, the current champion, versus Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Jared Gargano, and Dunn. Great match. I'll say this was probably my match tonight. This will probably be easily everybody's match tonight. Well, maybe the ladder match for some people, but this was great. of time, little less than a half hour. Everyone got their spots in. Everyone took it shit kicking. But at the end of the day, Karrion Kross ended up retaining the championship by technical submission on Kyle O'Reilly. I do like Gargano. I have to mention Johnny Gargano. He had retro mixture gears of Shawn Michaels. He had a little retro gear of different retro gears of Shawn Michaels. A little bit of purple, a little red. He had the zebra stripes. He even came out with the old Shawn Michaels vest that he wore. Almost like the chiseled chest. I forgot what the bling chest back in the old In Your House shows. I thought that was pretty cool. Gotta give him that. But like I said, it was basically what you kind of expected. I would not say it was the match that it could have been. It could have been way better, but this was still a great main event. Kross ends up retaining. I kind of figured that. But then after the match, we see Regal walking out with one of the interviewers, and she's trying to get her thoughts on Takeover as a whole. Hey Regal, you're leaving. I just wanted to ask you, what were your thoughts about In Your House? And Regal's basically someone said, look, tonight in the last few weeks has been major chaotic. Too chaotic. I think it's a time for a change. And he just walks off to the parking lot. How they made this sound, it made this sound like Regal was leaving the general manager position. So this could be the end of GM Regal, which if it is, that sucks because I love GM Regal. I think he's but easily the best general manager we've had on WWE in a long time. I still think my favorite general manager might have been still Eric Bischoff from Raw. And then Dario Cueto from Lucha Underground was fucking awesome. But Regal was great too. Regal is by far the best general manager in terms of wrestling right now. So this could be his time. But maybe it's not the end of Regal as a general manager. Maybe it's just something else. But that's what it's heavily applying. Now, in terms of who could be the new GM, I have no idea. Now, Brand and I were kind of joking about this because there are rumors that WWE accidentally fired Aleister Black and guys like Joe. What if Samoa Joe returned to NXT, but he returns as the new general manager? I think that would be kind of intriguing, but at the time, very fucking stupid. Because I don't want to see Joe as a general manager. I want to see Joe ring. And honestly, after how WWE treated Joe, I kind of want to see Joe outside WWE. I would like to see him in Japan, back at Impact, especially in AEW with half their roster alone. But Samoa being the new general manager should be on everybody's mind because, like I said, there were rumors that NXT wants Samoa Joe. And they never said anything about him wrestling. So what if Joe becomes the new general manager? Maybe Regal can't take us, and Joe's the guy to kind of step forward and say, hey, you're not going to do shit to me because I'll put you down. You pull shit up, I'll make you go to sleep. I got no problem. I'm not Regal. I'm not just going to yell and scream. If you get in my way, if you pull shit, I'll choke you out and beat the shit out of you. Maybe he's that type of general manager. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that Regal is 100% going to be gone as general manager. It sounded like that was teasing. And maybe it's not even Samoa Joe. I'm just throwing that out there as a very intriguing part and a possibility. That's all I'm saying. So overall, that is NXT Takeover. I know it was well-death review, but that was my honest thoughts. Overall, I thought this was a decent show. I thought it was a good show. I've seen better takeovers, though. This will not go down as one of the strongest shows they have ever done. I'd probably give this like a 7.5, honestly. I probably give it 5. I think that's a pretty good rating for this show. But either that, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below. Tell me what you think about this on this. Excuse me, of this takeover. Did you like it? What was your personal match of the night? What are your predictions for possible other future takeover matches? Any predictions on what's going on with William Regal, the closing segment after the show? Do you have any possibilities what that could mean? Let me know. So I'm going to head on now. Take care of my peeps. Have a good night. I'll see you guys sometime this upcoming week.